This is Melinda. A few minutes ago, I just returned to my apartment because I stepped outside again and began to try to conquer some of these fears connected to moving around in public because I don't want to live in fear and I don't want to promote an attitude of fear. So I'm taking you through this journey as I encounter it. When I stepped outside a few moments ago after making the recording earlier, I thought, well, let me just try to practice the training that I underwent this past Thursday with my trainer from the Chicago Lighthouse for the Blind. And somehow I got turned around and someone came to my aid and said, "Where are you trying to go?" Which often happens. And this gentleman helped me to reestablish my orientation and where I was. I was facing west when I was attempting to go east back toward the entrance of my building. So, as I was standing there talking, the gentleman said to me that when he was in the shower earlier this morning, God said to him, "Something special is going to happen to you today." And I attributed that to me earlier saying, wow, it sure would be nice to be able to take a walk. So I made a new friend who lives in the same area that I do, who said, hey, if you ever want to go out and take a walk in the beautiful weather, now is not a good time, but I would love to be able to assist you. I share this story with you because, as the gentleman said to me, you really need only think of what it is that you want, ask for it, and all of a sudden, before you know it, it shows up in your life. So I want to just express that sometimes there are good days and there are bad days. Well, a moment ago, a day that didn't seem quite so bright for me with regard to taking a walk. I went a little bit further than I did earlier today by just navigating the space around my building. And then I met someone who said, hey, I live right here in the same area. Let me give you my number and I'll walk with you. Make sure you're safe. He wouldn't let me walk on the side of the street with the cars. So I had a very positive experience just now. And I wanted to share the same experience with you because it's not always the barriers and the hurdles that need to be cleared that are open for this healthy area of discussion and lifted awareness about the totally blind experience or just in general, Americans with disabilities. Sometimes you have the good experience. So it was a pleasure meeting the gentleman that I just met, Mr. Taylor, and I hope that this short clip in connection with the last recording that I made brings a little bit of hope into the minds of anyone who is feeling discouraged like I was earlier. You always have to keep in mind the positive things. Something positive just happened to me. So, got to have a little bit of confidence and take a leap of faith. And in every situation, when you suffer from certain types of mental illness like post-traumatic stress, which I do, you can't always catastrophize. It's not all bad. It is hard to go beyond some of the symptoms of the various disorders that people suffer from, but you can overcome the fear with action. Have to be responsible and careful with the actions that you take, but baby steps, you can get there. Also, I wanted to say, again, I make these recordings without an image because for the time that you spend on my channel, I want for a brief moment you to experience what I have been experiencing for the past 15 years, which is an inability to connect something optical with content. Thank you so much. When you hear the tap